Hey, what's up guys? I'm the Bluetooth headset anime review guy. Some of you already probably know that from the Bluetooth headset or the previous video. But yeah, and I'm here to review anime. So that's out there in the name. So yeah, and today I'll be reviewing Code Geass. If you haven't seen Code Geass, I suggest you just stop the video here, go watch it, then come back because it is a very good anime. That's basically the review. That's almost all of the review. I'm going to be praising this anime throughout the review. There's nothing else that I'm going to be doing much of. So, Code Geass, well, I really can't say too much bad about Code Geass because whenever I watch an anime, I watch it for two main things. One is the story, and the other is the characters and how they mingle with each other. Characters were amazing. I loved all the characters. I loved the character development, and I loved the story. This is one of my favorite animes for its story. I just love the story. It is very, very, very well written. Although I felt like the second season is a little rushed, but I still loved it. I loved the story. The story is what this anime actually had me hooked on. I've seen this anime 3 times mainly because of the story. I've talked a lot about the story. Actually, I've just said that it's a very good story. So let me actually talk some more on the story. The story basically follows the character Lelouch. He's a high school student and he gets the power of Geass from his apprentice C2 or CC, or what do you want to call her, depending on the subbed or the dubbed version that you've seen. I loved the story. It follows Lelouch. He meets C2 or CC and she gives him the power of Geass. So there are different types of Geass powers. This particular Geass which Lelouch gets gives him the power of the king. So basically he can control anybody who he looks into the eyes and tells him what to do. Like all powers, it has its own drawbacks. So he is still left with a lot of problems to deal with. So yeah, other than that, the story has a lot of things going on in itself. So he has a younger sister, Nunnally. So she is paralyzed and he wants to keep her safe, and he is also trying to save Japan, or Area 11 as what it is called in the anime, after being uh, encroached, or after being being overtaken by the Britannian Empire. So yeah, other than that, he's also trying to find out who actually killed his mother and why they killed her. It has a lot of things going on inside. You have to pay a lot of attention. Actually, the first time I saw the anime, I got through as to what's happening. The second time I saw it, I understood a lot more finer details, and the third time I saw it, I think I've understood everything that's happening in the anime. I might probably watch it a fourth or the fifth time and think, oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, that also might happen. That might happen to you as well, or it might have already happened. But yeah, this was an amazingly written anime. I loved it. I loved every part of it. This was the first anime that actually brought tears in my eyes. I'm not the kind of person who generally cries for anime and movies and all that, but yeah, it was very, very, very well written. It I just loved the story that was in this particular anime. It was very well written. So moving on from the story, you all know how I do the 5-point rating. It's not because I'm judging an anime, it's just that for the comparison between different animes. So I have it in this neatly placed book here right next to me with Gohan on the top of it. So yeah, first, story wise, again, like I told you, flawless story. I loved it. I'm just not even gonna speak in 5 for story. So next up, entertainment. Well, entertainment, this story, every episode ending just made me wanting to watch the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. So I ended up watching all the first season episodes on the first day itself. So it is very addictive and very entertaining. Entertainment wise, 5. It is amazingly entertaining. 5 again. That's it. No more comments on that as well. So up next, technical aspect that includes character design, background design, animation, all that stuff. It again, according to me, has been done flawlessly. The mech animation is damn good. The character animation is damn good. They have paid attention to a lot of small details. It was very well done. Again, 5. That's it. No more comments. 5. That's it. That's it. So next, character development wise, I felt like certain characters, well, like the main character, they've given a very good background story. Other important characters, they've given good background stories. You know exactly what's happening and why it's happening. But certain characters like Rakshata and Lloyd, well, they keep mentioning about something that had happened in the past. They never go into actually what has happened. And not only that, they talk about Euphemia and her sister, and they tell they both were very close to each other in the past. They never actually go into why or what had happened about that as well. There are many other such instances where I just felt like they could have put a better background story for a few characters, but they hadn't. But that was not an issue at all. I still loved it. I still love the character development wise. It was still good. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 4.5 because except for those small regions, I loved everything else in the character development region. Getting to the music. So the music, well, music, I did like it. I did like the music in almost all the places, except for a few. Like if you've seen any of the very well, famous anime, if you want to call it, like Naruto or Dragon Ball Z for that matter, the scenes where there's a fight scene and the main protagonist gets like some crazy power up, or he gets an idea as to how to beat the other person and he goes insane about it. So those are the kind of scenes where I would expect something like very upbeat and like it gives me goosebumps generally whenever I watch Naruto, and you know, that let me just play the music for you. Yeah, when that music comes up, it just gives me goosebumps everywhere. So yeah, but this one did not, I did not enjoy the music in those places. Although I did like the title track, I did really enjoy the title track. I kept listening to it just for the title track at two, 3 times. I'm gonna go and give it a 4 on music for 5. So overall it gets 3 5s, so that's 15, 2, 1 4.5 and 1 4, 23.5. So 23.5 out of 25. I love the anime. If those numbers don't explain it to you, I don't know what else will. Just go ahead and watch it. It is a very nice anime if you haven't seen it, that is. If you have seen it, well, you know what I'm talking about. I'm probably gonna watch it again one more time sometime soon if I get the time, that is. But yeah, so it's really interesting. Thumbs ups if you liked the video. If you didn't, well, there's nothing much I can do about it. The review's done. I can hopefully improve my videos next time so you can like them. Or if you didn't like my comments on the anime, then there's nothing much I can do about that as well, because like there's already online. So yeah. Do subscribe if you're interested in more such videos. So adios, goodbye, sayonara, namaskara.